So good evening, everyone. I hope you're doing well. It's been a while since we've had a community update meeting on behalf of Pittsburgh Yards, and in this sort of new climate, this new space, we really hope that not only you are well, but that your family is well, that your neighbors are well, that we hope for a healthy community in general. So I'd like to welcome you to the first virtual community update meeting for Pittsburgh Yards. We've been gathering for over 40 months, usually at Pittman Park, going through ideas and information around construction for Pittsburgh Yards and art and street naming and all the things that went into building an amazing place. And so this meeting is a special meeting because we want to make sure that the community stays updated, and that as we move into this next phase of opening Pittsburgh Yards, that everyone has an understanding of how that will work and access to the team to make sure that they can continue to stay plugged in into the process. So usually we would open the floor up and I'd ask everybody how they're doing. Unfortunately, in this model, we can't do that, but you're welcome to email us or call us and let us know how you're progressing along with your community journey, your entrepreneurial journey, how you and your family are doing. On the invitation, I believe there were phone numbers and email addresses that you could send. But for those who are interested in space at Pittsburgh Yards, you should reach out to Jasmine Brewer, who many of you have met, and you'll be reintroduced to in just a little while. I think it's also important to say, and literally I was in a meeting this afternoon and someone said, "Oh, how's Pittsburgh Yards going? Too bad." And I couldn't figure out the too bad part. And I think that there is a perception that we haven't been making progress on the project since COVID, but nothing could be further than the truth. We are really, really, really in good shape. I was on site yesterday. The floor is clean. The windows are wiped down and washed. The paint has been touched up on doors, short of adding a few windows into the doors in between the atrium and the amphitheater. It looks like a finished building, and it feels like a finished building. And for those of you, if you would mind putting your phones on mute, that would be, thank you. We really appreciate that. So I wanted to tell you, and this is part of our conversation today, is that we're good. I mean, we've been making a lot of progress, and to be honest with you, we progressed pretty quickly because people were able to get in and do work and make things happen as they need to make them happen in a very safe and thoughtful way. And beyond that, we've also seen a lot of progress on the Beltline. There was a Beltline update meeting on Tuesday, and because there wasn't a lot of traffic on the roads, they've been able to move dirt really quickly. And so in the construction world, things have been moving really quickly. And I think Jasmine and Chantel will go over some of that in this meeting. I think it's also important for the community to understand, we have put together a team years ago that has been shepherding this project. So many of you know Kwaku and Natalie, Janelle Williams, who left the Casey Foundation and now is at the Fed. They participate in a lot of meetings representing the Casey Foundation. Chantel Glenn has also been doing that. Columbia Ventures, so many of you have met Ryan and talked to him or Jake. And a lot of you know myself and Anthony from Core Ventures, that we formed a joint venture called Core Ventures to shepherd the project. But I'm really happy to say, like, the shepherding part is good. If Pittsburgh Yards were a baby, it's a teenager now and it's ready to, make a way for itself, get a job at Chick-fil-A, start driving. And so the traditional team, Core Ventures, Columbia Ventures, known as CCP, it's time for us to hand the baton over to Chantel Glenn and Jasmine Brewer from Stream. And so we will be part of the community, but as you want to stay plugged in, it's really important that you understand who to call and when. And so Jasmine and Chantel will go over some of that as we walk through this process. So without further ado, Jasmine, would you like to take the meeting and move forward?
Sure. Thank you, James. That was such a great introduction. Thank you very much. Hey, everybody. I hope everybody is well and healthy and everyone's businesses are okay. Thank you so much for joining our community update meeting today. This is the first of its kind, but I do plan to have more of these virtual meetings and even maybe interaction going forward. Today is just about us informing you on what's going on with, if you come into the meeting, I'm sorry, if you come into the meeting, if you don't mind muting, that would be great. Today's meeting is just about informing you about our response to COVID and also letting you know what we plan on doing as far as leasing goes. Because as James said, a lot of people think that the project is over or not moving forward or what have you. We're definitely leasing. Construction is still underway. The building is almost complete. I think there's like some last construction things. I'm property management, so that's not really my pool, but I think there's some last minute things that need to be done. But pretty much we are on the road to a certificate of occupancy. So once that happens, then we can start planning for the move-in. Because of COVID, we are not going to have everyone come at one time to move in. We will plan and make appointments for your move-in process. We are also getting signage and having some PPE set up, hand sanitizer stations, things like that set up for people when they enter the building. I do know that right now the signs are to be delivered the end of next week. So we should have them in the building then. And then once Chantel talks more about the construction update, we can kind of have a better idea on when move-in is. But I just wanted to talk to you guys more so about our response to COVID. We are actively working to make sure that, like I said, the building, the people that are working in the building are definitely taking precautions, wearing masks, wearing gloves as they're working in the building, because I'm sure a couple of people are concerned about that. Once the building is open, I want to talk more about that and that process. The building will have controlled access fobs, and tenants and members will have access 24/7. With that access, we ask that in common areas that you do wear a mask, bathrooms, any common areas that you go into, but inside of your suite, you will not be, required to wear a mask. If you have visitors, your visitors will not be able to just access you in your suite. They will have to come into the front, sign in, and give you a call, or you guys have a scheduled appointment time to meet them and then take them back to your suite. With deliveries, we do ask that you organize that with the delivery courier of your choice or whoever is delivering your items for you, and that you have someone from your staff or yourself meet them at the loading dock so that you can get your items back to your suite. That is going to be an access point, so it's very important that we maintain social distancing on that back deck, because there maybe other people bringing or taking out or loading things, unloading things, things of that nature. Cleaning, we do have a janitorial service that is using the CDC and COVID-19 approved cleaning supplies. They will be disinfecting and cleaning the higher frequency areas more often, high traffic areas, restrooms, elevators, door handles, entry points, things like that. But I would, still recommend you wearing your mask and, making sure that you're taking the proper precautions as well, just because, two is better than one, right? So like I was saying before about hand sanitizer stations, we do have them at all entry points. We will have them, at all entry points, so that when you come in, we do ask that you stop at those hand sanitizer stations, sanitize your hands before going back into your office suite. Or if you're just kind of coming to hang out and hop on Wi-Fi because you're just a member, please still access those hand sanitizing stations. Also, we do strongly recommend that you wear a mask in all common areas, just because we want to protect ourselves and we want to protect our neighbors. So it is important that you have those masks on in those common areas, including the restrooms. And social distancing is required in the building, 6 feet, to arm's length, the separation. I think that, we're all probably understanding what social distancing is, and we're making use of that. So it's important that we just kind of maintain that until we get further information from the CDC and government officials. So at this point, I'm going to hand it over to Chantel, who is a part of the Pittsburgh Yards development team and the Annie Casey Foundation, and she's going to talk about the construction updates.
Thanks, Jasmine. C.D. Moody Construction, the general contractor for Pittsburgh Yards, is nearing completion of phase 1. So if you've driven by or even walked by as of late, I hope you'll agree that the campus is shaping up quite nicely. So James referenced some of the various components of the building on his site tour yesterday. So just as a reminder for those that have been following Pittsburgh Yards, or if you're newly joining us at our update meetings, phase 1 components will consist of the NIA building, which will house 101 office and maker spaces for lease, as well as the Market Cafe and shared commercial kitchen space, which will both be operated by a master tenant. Additionally, a workshop space for available use for makers to have additional space to work in, meeting and classroom spaces, as well as the amphitheater and rooftop deck for event space, and the shipping container courtyard, in which ground leases will be offered to businesses who are looking to locate inside of shipping containers, in which they will acquire and develop. And 5 pad-ready sites, which also will be offered on ground leases for build-to-suit buildings, and the community green space for physical activity and other social events. So as Jasmine mentioned, we are on the path to the certificate of occupancy, Final inspections are currently being coordinated by the general contractor on that path to receive that CO. So remaining work to be completed. You'll begin to see curb installation going on along University Avenue. I do want to note that we will experience a lane closure to get that work done. We'll be doing some fine tuning of the air conditioning, electrical, as well as the fire protection systems inside the NIA building. James mentioned, touch-ups to painting, as well as doors and windows. We'll also see some touch-up to the landscaping elements around the site. And we'll continue to install additional fixtures, and we'll begin placing furniture on the inside of the NIA building, as well as the exterior, and preparing the amphitheater space for completion for hosting of those events. And you'll see electrical vehicle charging stations going and along, outside of the NIA building as well, for those who are driving electric vehicles. Again, the CO, we are on that path, and we anticipate receiving in early June. All things going well. Just some other items to note: the Wi-Fi and internet have been installed inside of the NIA building and working quite well. I've tested it out myself. Those community-inspired art installations that I hope everyone got to be a part of are in progress, with our interior design firm, Graphite, leading that work. And again, we'll be lastly seeing some exterior signage going up on the NIA building. So that kind of completes the construction update. I'll hand it back over to Jasmine for property management updates.
Thank you, Chantel. Those are such exciting. I see people's comments. That is very exciting that all of those things are happening with construction. And I was out there a couple days ago too, and I see that it just looks like a whole new place. So I'm very excited about getting ready for moving in and moving forward. So with that being said, if you are interested in leasing Pittsburgh Yards, right? Everybody wants to be a part of Pittsburgh Yards, and people are having questions on where to lease, how to lease, what do you need to do? On the website, we do have an application that we ask that you fill out, just so that we can have general information. And when we do start the pre-leasing process, I can have an idea on where in the building you may need to be or should be. keep in mind that it's co-working, so we're trying to put like-minded businesses together, not necessarily a requirement, but I do think that networking is important with our theme of the NIA building. So if you're interested in leasing, I ask that you go to the website, www.pittsburghyards.com, and complete an application for an office dash, or it's a little plus sign, studio space, and that will, or co-working space, and that will prompt us to get back in contact with you and set up a pre-leasing meeting. Right now we are doing those virtually, so we can show you pictures of units and also give you pricing and understand the square footage needs for your business and what exactly your business needs and what we can do at Pittsburgh Yards to make that, you know, come together. So if you're just interested in being a member of Pittsburgh Yards, those memberships are $50 a month. You would do the same thing. You can either fill out an application or you can just email me directly at info, I-N-F-O, at pittsburghyards.com. And again, all of this information will be on the website, and you can let me know, hey, I just want to be a member. I want to kind of see how the environment is and what's going on and just be a part of it. If you want to be a member of one of those food studio spaces that Chantel was talking about, this is still the process to become a food studio or food space member. So I know a couple people have reached out to me in reference to that. You would still go through that same process. If for some reason you've put in an application, you haven't heard back, or just anything, you have a question outside of that, you can leave us a message at area code 469-480-4932. And that is the Pittsburgh Yards hotline. So you can leave us a message there. We'll check it and we'll give you a call back. If you decide to email me, because that you're better with email, that is info, I-N-F-O, at Pittsburgh, P-I-T-T-S-B-U-R-G-H, yards with an S.com, and we will respond accordingly. If there's, I'm sorry, I gave you guys the wrong number. I apologize. That number is area code 404-994-5320. That's the hotline number. Again, that number is 404-994-5320. So if you have a question and maybe you don't like emailing or you're not on social media, you can call that number. Again, it's 404-994-5320. So please reach out, even if you just have a comment, like maybe you don't have a question, you understand the whole process. Good for you. Thank you. But just reach out to me and let me know what's going on with your business. How's your family doing? How excited you are about moving in Pittsburgh Yards, all of that. We really want to hear from you guys, and I hope everyone is doing well. Thank you so much for your time today. It is going to be a short meeting today. Stream plans on having more meetings to come and more in depth with when opening is and all of that good stuff. So please stay tuned. Thank you so much for your time today. Stay safe, and I look forward to seeing you on the yard. Bye.
Thank you, Jasmine. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.